Hello, everyone. Today we are going to discuss a timely and very critical topic: why Donald Trump has a strong chance of winning the upcoming US presidential election. So many of you have asked me to do a video on this topic. So I thought of doing this. And this topic is not only relevant to American voters, but also holds global significance, especially from the perspective of countries like India, where foreign policy and international relations are deeply impacted by who holds the office in US. Okay, so we will look at five major reasons that support the notion of Donald Trump's potential victory. So let's get started, and I have the PPT. Let me share the PPT, and with that, we will be discussing. Okay, so 1 minute. Right, guys, I hope you can see the PPT. So let's start with the first reason. Okay, so see, the first and foremost, we need to understand the concept of swing states. Okay, so I hope most of you are aware of this if you have attended the international relations sessions. See, the US election process is different from that of many other countries, including India. So in the US, the winning rates or winning states, particularly swing states, can decide the fate of an election. Now, how this work and everything, I can briefly mention. So if you see, US comprises 50 states, each with a certain number of electoral votes, right? And if you see, unlike India's proportional representation system, in the US, the winner of a state usually takes all its electoral votes. That means a winner takes all system. That's what, okay? So certain states are historically consistent in supporting either the Democratic or Republican Party, but swing states are unpredictable and can vote either way. So these states include Arizona, Nevada, and Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. So that's what I mean by the swing states, and they can decide the fate of this election. Currently, Trump has a narrow lead in many of these crucial swing states. So if he secure a majority in these states, it could lead to his victory. So that is one of the main reason why I told there is a high potential, the chances are high that the Trump can win the election. Why this is significant? See, because the electoral maps dynamics means that winning a few key states can secure the presidency. Trump, if you see the current edge in these swing states, is a very crucial factor, and that can lead to Trump's victory. Okay, now coming to the next one, early voting trends. Okay, see, that's the second reason. That's the early voting trend, which has already shown positive indications for Trump. If you see, unlike India, where voting typically takes place on a single day across the nation, the US allows for early voting, right? So this means that in many states, voting begins days or even weeks before the official election day. So as of now, early trends suggest that, a significant number of voters, approximately 75 million, have already cast their ballots. And these early trends show stronger Republican turnout. So that is again one of the reason. And if this momentum continues, Trump could harness this early lead to secure his position, and which makes early voter engagement a vital aspect of his potential win. So I hope that point is again very clear. So if you look at the implication, early voting trends not only show voter enthusiasm, but also set the tone for the election day itself. If you see a higher early turnout, from Trump supporters, which indicate an engaged and mobilized base, so that can decide the election. So that's the second reason. Now coming to the third one. Okay. See, another crucial reason, if you see, it's Trump's strong stance on immigration issues. So we have discussed about this many times in multiple videos. Recently, also day before yesterday, also we have discussed about that. So if you look at it, immigration has been a hot button issue in Western countries, particularly in the US and Europe. Now, many US citizens are basically concerned about the influx of illegal migrants, means immigrants, those who are coming or going to them. Okay, immigrants I'm talking about, illegal migrants, and its impact on jobs and resources. So Trump has positioned himself as a strong opponent of illegal immigration. So he has even suggested invoking an Alien Enemies Act of 1798. That's a drastic measure that could allow for severe action against undocumented immigrants. And this act was historically significant during World War II and highlights, Trump's tough stance on immigration control. So there is a high possibility that, the US citizens will, can connect with this, and they are already afraid of illegal immigrants in terms of, unemployment and other things. And his promise to curb illegal immigration resonate not only with native US citizens, but also with legal immigrants who believe that unlawful entry basically undermines the legal immigration process. So it firstly affects the legal immigration process because of its hurdles due to the illegal immigration. If you try to tackle and control the illegal immigration, what will happen is the legal immigration will definitely be affected. It will also affect their employment possibilities and potential, not only the US citizens. Okay, so that will not only resonate with US citizens, but also the legal immigrants. So here I'm talking about illegal immigrants without proper documentation, other things. So the substantial funding by the Republican Party for campaigns highlighting immigration issue, it's around $243 million. Compared to Democratic Party's 15 million, which basically underscores the weight that this topic holds in Trump's campaign. So Trump was actually taking advantage, or trying to boost more about this. Now, what you can understand from this is Trump's immigration policies appeal to the voters who prioritize national security and controlled borders, and thereby galvanizing significant support from this base, this class also. Okay, so that's again the next point. And coming to the fourth point, that is related to the foreign policy stance. Okay, so foreign policy is another area where Trump view basically resonate with many voters. So that way also he can get some good voting from that side. So the US has been heavily involved in global conflicts and engaged in many global conflicts also. So including its funding and military support for Ukraine during ongoing Ukraine-Russia war, and then with respect to Israel, Iran. Okay, so many Americans feels that too much taxpayers' money is being spent on foreign conflicts instead of domestic issues. So that's again another concern. So Trump's promise to pull back from these, entanglements and focus more on domestic priorities appeals to voters, that they are not supporting the international conflicts. Why US is getting involved in the unnecessary international conflicts? Why the domestic money and taxpayers' money is spent for, in the conflict between other two nations, right? So that way also Trump was getting support. So his approach is seen as a return to, prioritizing America first. So if there is nothing to do with America, why spending America's money and taxpayers' money? That's the question. So again, that gained significant traction towards or during his previous term as well. Now, additionally, voters are wary of the continuous US involvement in the Middle Eastern conflict and the financial drain it poses. Like we discussed many times about Iran and Israel issues and other things. So that is again another major challenge. So they are looking for Trump's campaign that America first. Okay, so this promise basically scaled down foreign interventions, that aligns with the desire of many Americans who prefer a non-interventionist foreign policy and want to see their tax dollars benefiting domestic initiatives. The tax that they are paying to the government should not be going like, US, interventionist policy. Rather, it should benefit the domestic initiatives. Now, coming to the last point that is related to the economic considerations, that's the most important one, that is ultimately the US economy itself. So economic preferences and policies have always been at the heart of elections. Okay, so and this one is again not different. Issues such as unemployment, and rising prices, inflation are significant concern for voters. Recently, if you see the survey, the unemployment rate has actually increased and inflation is also there. So many voters believe Trump's past economic policies have been more favorable compared to the current administration. So his promises of job creation, the tax cuts, and the economic revival resonate with those who are dissatisfied with the current state of the economy and the current administration. So that again can pull some voters on Trump's side. So Trump stands again on businessman, give him credibility among voters who associate him with economic growth and prosperity. So this is actually reinforcing the perception that he's better suited to lead the country towards economic stability also. So when it comes to economic issues, voters tend to gravitate towards candidates they believe can deliver tangible improvements. Okay, so Trump's track record and promises in this area have the potential to secure him crucial votes when it comes to this aspect also. So these are the five main reasons. And in conclusion, what I can say is, let me slide. Yes. Okay. So guys, these are the five primary reasons why Donald Trump could win the upcoming US presidential election. His advantage in swing states, strong early voting trends, tough immigration policies, a promise to withdraw from foreign conflict and the unnecessary interventionist policy and economic policies that appeal to many voters. And if you see, the outcome remains uncertain until the final votes are counted, but these factors at this moment position Trump as a formidable candidate. So that's about the session. Thank you for your attention, and we will continue to monitor the development in the US election, as these decisions will have far-reaching implication not only for the US but for the global political landscape, especially for India also. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.